We welcome UFC welterweight Tim Means. Tim, thank you for the time today, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We will take the first set of questions from Gabriel Gonzalez with Side Press.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So can you just walk us through getting the call up to take the fight with Mike Perry?
Yeah, I was already getting ready for the November 14th card. They had offered me an opponent for that card, and then about a week had went by, and we hadn't heard anything from the UFC or the other opponent, and then we got a contract with Mike Perry's name on it.
A lot of people are going to be bringing this up. He's bringing his girlfriend and just his, everyday buddy to be in his corner. I mean, as his opponent who's been getting ready and doing everything, how do you feel about him doing that?
That's not my business. My business is to be ready on my own end and go from there.
For yourself, I mean, as a fighter, what do you most want to show in a fight like this? We know that everyone's expecting the banger, but what do you most want to show as a martial artist?
I want to show just getting my hand raised, being well rounded, and sticking to the game plan, staying focused, and like I said, just getting my hand raised.
In your mind, what's a perfect fight against Mike Perry look like?
A knockout in 8 seconds.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Cote Cruz with the Four to Win podcast.
Hi, team. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, sir? Good to talk to you.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for being here with us today. I would like to know how was that you took the fight on short notice? Did the UFC offer it to you? Did you ask for it?
They offered me the fight. I'll schedule to fight somebody else in November or the 14th of November. And then we got a contract with Mike Perry's name on it. So we signed that one and here we are.
So what's your opinion on Mike Perry? How do you see this fight going on?
My opinion is he has a lot of heart. He's very durable and he's a strong guy. So I have to make his big punches miss and pick him apart from the outside and get a finish later in this fight.
Fair enough. You have 16 years of career, more than 20 UFC fights. How would you describe the experience of being in the most important promotion in the world and proving yourself against the most dangerous fighters?
It's awesome to work with the UFC. I've gotten to know the employees very well, and they take great care of us when we're here at the shows. We even have employees that reach out and check on us the next day after fights and make sure that we're good. I couldn't be happier to work with the UFC. I've been here since I think 2012, so I plan on finishing my career here and riding off in the sunset.
You're 36 years old now. What's the motivation behind every training for you to keep pushing to be the best?
The motivation is a paycheck. I get to put clothes on my kids' back, and I get to pay my light bill and keep the heat and electricity on. So making money and putting it in my bank account is the most important part of this.
How long would you expect to continue to compete in MMA?
Right now, as long as I'm able to keep learning and I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of bad injuries. I broke my leg and my ankle, last year. I think is pretty much the worst injury I've had doing this. So as long as I can stay in shape and the willingness to learn is still there and I'm open-minded and my body can handle it, I have at least 2, 3 more years doing this.
This is your second fight during the pandemic. How has been the training in this context, and how is the experience of fighting without audience for you?
The experience of the audience is the same. Once the cage gets locked, you get punched in the face. You don't realize there's no people out there at all. Only the dude that's trying to hurt you. Training through the pandemic has been a little tricky based on the fact that we have to make sure all of our athletes and training partners are healthy, and not just that we're healthy at home, but we're not sending stuff back to our families, or that we're healthy at work, but we're not sending things back to our families. So we have to think about everybody as a whole in this. And I think the world in general has lost sight of that we're all in this together. And if we're not helping one another, we're each other's worst enemy. And that's just kind of the way it's gone. At FitHB, we make sure that we're taking care of one another. We're calling and checking on one another, and we're worried about each other's families all the same. So the pandemic's been tricky, but it's still a hell of a time to get in a fist fight.
You've been through a lot of complicated experiences in your life, but MMA changed your life, and you've expressed to be an example, to want it to be an example for your family, your community. How would you describe MMA and those who and what it brings to those who practice it. What kind of advice would you give to those who are in similar situations that you went through?
Martial arts saved my life, and it gave me a way to vent my frustrations and my anger. One of probably a billion people on this earth that have an anger problem, and I've learned how to control it, and I've learned what's important in life. Exercise helps me vent, like I said, and being a martial artist at the highest level of mixed martial arts has been very rewarding.
Thank you so much for your time, Tim. Best of luck on your fight. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Tim, throughout your career, you've kind of built this reputation of, whenever you fight, people want to watch. They know when Tim Means fights, it's going to be a Tim Means fight. What does it mean that you've kind of built that reputation in the sport with fans, with journalists, with other fighters? Like, what does it mean to you to have that kind of reputation?
It shows the hard work pays off, but I think it just comes more from the trailer park. I got that redneck in my family that we show up to fight. If we're not throwing turkey legs at each other at dinner on Thanksgiving, we're not having a good damn time. So, I'm excited to, I'm excited to know that people like to tune in when I fight. I work hard in the gym so I can go out there and get after it.
So are you telling us after this fight next week, you're going to be throwing some turkey legs? Is that what you're telling us?
I'm going to be trying to catch turkey legs because this is the first time in 11 years that I won't have to cut weight on either Thanksgiving or Christmas. So I'm going to be trying to catch all the damn food I can next week.
Tim, you fought all kinds of fighters in the UFC, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu fighters, strikers, but there's certain matchups we see, kind of like when you fought Thiago Alves. You look at the matchup and you say, man, this is just, we don't even need to talk about it. This is just going to be a fight. Do you get up for fights like the Mike Perry one, knowing that everyone's kind of watching this, saying, man, this is going to be a crazy one?
Yes. What I like about this matchup is Perry's a guy I don't have to go find. He's going to come meet me in the middle. He's going to try to hurt me. And that in itself is terrifying and exciting all at the same time. And it comes with a whole bunch of rewards if you can finish a guy like this.
Ultimately, you're going into the fight worried about yourself, but I think we all kind of know Mike Perry is, I don't know a better word to say it, kind of a colorful character. He talks a lot. He says kind of some crazy things. How much do you pay attention? Like, do you laugh at Mike Perry? Do you enjoy Mike Perry, like, outside the cage?
What you get off camera or on camera is what you get off camera. So I can absolutely respect that about Mike. It's original and he's just being him. I've talked to him a few times. He cracks me up. He runs his mouth a lot. He likes to get in your head by running his mouth, and he's a bully. And the way you beat a bully is by breaking him. And I'm excited for that, to have that opportunity on Saturday night.
Is there a part of you that not that you need it, but you kind of relish that opportunity, to kind of, what do they say, punch a bully in the mouth?
I wish I go back to high school and punch my bully in the mouth, but right now, like I said, man, it's just about getting paychecks. So there's no animosity. There's no problems there, except for the fact that I have to go earn extra checks with my performance.
Last one for me. I know you can't predict exactly how a fight's going to play out, but we know that you have been, a pretty dynamic finisher throughout your career. And there's sometimes you just, you go out there and have a great fight. You just can't quite put the guy away, or maybe the guy doesn't want to actually engage with you. But when you look at Mike Perry, you look at this fight, do you just feel like when it's all over, you're going to be going home with a $50,000 bonus?
Yeah, the styles make matchups, so they make great fights. And these two styles, they meet in the middle, and it's just going to turn heads. It's going to be fireworks.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tim. That is all the questions we had for you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you.